Connection jackpot. As usual, we have a fantastic prize to give away to one lucky MNet subscriber. And tonight you can win from Hi-Fi Corporation a camera, a Walkman, a pair of binoculars, and a portable radio with CD player. All from Hi-Fi Corporation, the biggest audio-visual warehouse in Africa. So why don't we make our way over to the computer to see whose name is going to pop up onto our screens, and away we go. And the numbers are scrolling, and this could be you if you're a lucky subscriber. Let's see who it is. And it's congratulations to Mr. C.H. Helmutay from Makelniak. Well done. We'll be contacting you soon. Now here's Darren with tomorrow night's prize.
Thanks a lot, Candy. Yes, tomorrow night, one of our subscribers is going to win this sharp copy that is really compact and ideal for your home office. So join me at 7 to see if it's you.
And if you're a big rugby fan, stay tuned because you can see the British Lions and Free State doing battle right after this. So good luck, guys.
We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Good evening and welcome to all our MNet viewers. You join us for some cracking rugby coming up in a moment or two. Just before we get to that, let me remind you of the tennis. It's on SuperSport 2 at the moment, so please switch across there and you can enjoy some great Wimbledon action. Just to go through it, Amanda Kutzer, Wayne Ferreiro, Jeanette Kruger and Martina Hingis are all through from today. Out, Grant Stafford of South Africa and Mark Philippoussis. It's a quick look at what has happened during the course of today. And we have plenty of rugby besides tonight. There's boots and all at 9 o'clock. Please don't forget that. Gauteng Falcons take on the touring Scottish side tomorrow. And Northern Transvaal meet them on Friday.
Yeah. So they already lost to the Gauteng Lions, Gary. So I think they, at least somewhere along the line, somebody from the Northern Hemisphere is losing.
Well, it's at least a nice thought. Do you think they could lose again tonight, looking at the British Lions up against Free State?
Yeah, I think after looking at the Northern Transvaal, Gauteng Lions, and then the Tel game, this might be actually the toughest test for them if we go back and looking at the performances, how Free State played in the Super 12, how well they played. Yes, this can be quite a good test for the Lions, and I think their attitude, as I mentioned to you, would also be sort of try and keep on winning to just keep everything nice on track.
Yeah. Let's just look at what it means to the players, because is there any chance, for example, of the Free State players making the Springbok squad if there's any injuries, and of the Lions players getting in for the test for Saturday?
I can't really see Free State guys getting involved in Saturday's test, but it also depends on what's going to happen on Saturday. Good performance tonight just might bring them into contention for next weekend.
Yeah, such as Brendan Fenter, Yanni De Beer, those sort of players who have proven themselves before.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And also if there's another injury during the test on Saturday, they might be selected. And then on the other hand, for the British Lions, they're only going to announce the test side tomorrow. So there's 15 guys, I believe, that will run onto the field and say, listen, we've got a chance. A guy like Eric Miller, Bentley on the wing that's been playing very well. Yeah. You know, they must look at it and say, but the guys did play so well.
Yeah.
But if we play well enough, then we just might let the selectors think a little bit. Yeah. And maybe they'll go, I think they will definitely go with the same side on Saturday. But then it depends on what's happening on Saturday.
Because if Springboks win, then they might change the side for the third test. So these guys could be playing, the Lions players could be playing for a possible third test berth.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think that's what they've got in mind. Maybe Miller and Bentley might still think that somewhere along the line, if they play well enough and something happens in the training in the next couple of days, somebody gets injured, they'll definitely get into the team.
Yeah. What about the tactics for the day? Is it going to be an open game from both sides? Or do you think they might bring any special tactics into play from the Lions' point of view?
No, I think the Lions showed us the last couple of weeks they like to run the ball. And Free State, on the other hand, is a team that's running the ball. So I think we can look forward to a nice open game. And at the end, it's coming down to, as we saw on Saturday, it's who's going to control up front. The team that's really going to control up front, winning line-outs, do well in the scrums, and then set up the second spaces and control that, get the back line moving. That's the team that will walk off, and hopefully it can be Free State tonight.
But just looking at Free State's front row, is it strong enough to beat the Lions in that area? Do you think so?
See, we're looking there at Dirk Groenewald that's actually coming in, Charles Marais, and then Meyer. So it's actually sort of a new front row for the Free State. So it's another test for those guys, you know. If they can play well today, then they might also play themselves into contention for the Free State side for the Currie Cup.
Right. Okay, nice. Well, thanks for those opinions. We'll hear more from Nas at half-time and at the end of the game. And, of course, in boots and all later, because quite a few injuries in the Springbok side that need to be discussed. In the meantime, coming up after the break, Free State take on the touring British Lions.
For the first time in 17 years, the British Lions perform live in South Africa. Catch the Springboks as they take on the Lions in the second test. All this nail-biting action is proudly sponsored by Vodacom. Exclusive to your channel of champions, Super Sport.
Welcome to an Intel clean room, the world's most advanced manufacturing environment where technicians are making Intel Pentium processors with MMX technology. The processor is like the brain inside your computer, controlling its important functions. So to make sure you've got the best thinking inside your PC, look for this logo on the outside.
At Safety Tire, it's our yesteryear sale, and our tire prices are going back in time. Steel belt from a record-breaking $159. Smith's wheels from only $9.99 a set. We stock all leading brands. But get there before the 14th of July. The Safety Tire yesteryear sale now on. Great range, great fitment, great savings, nationwide.
You can still do it yourself, except from this Saturday, it's reassuring to know you'll also have someone to do it with.
If you're going to create electricity, use it. The Seiko Kinetic Watch. Electrically charged every time you move your body. Someday, all watches will be made this way.
Jimmy, I'd like your opinion about fast driving on the highway.
I used to fly around quite a bit. I took a lot of unnecessary chances. Now I drive on the highways and I'm extra cautious. No one knows what they're doing. Half the time you don't know what this guy's going to do with that one.
Do you have any special advice for the young people who drive?
Take it easy driving. Life you might save might be mine. Life you might save might be mine.
If only it had automatic stability control, dual airbags, and a reinforced safety cell. If only the icon of the 50s had been driving the icon of the 90s.
Why not enjoy the game with the beer that recently won 3 gold medals for quality at the International Beer Awards in Melbourne? Golden Good, rich with flavor. Lion Lager.
Welcome to the Free State Stadium, and a lovely spectacle, maybe a little bit on the cool side here in Bloemfontein, but certainly no wind to speak of, and a glorious evening for rugby. Predictably, no first test players in today's combination for the British Isles, to be led by Nigel Redman, who's a replacement for Doddy Ware on this tour. 10 Englishmen in the side, including Tim Stimson, who scored 26 points against the emerging Boks last week. And the Irish number 8, Eric Miller, who unfortunately had influenza and could not take his place in the first test last Saturday. The British Isles team will be looking as well to kneel back as the linkage point to provide the athletic backline with plenty of opportunities today. South Africa's most capped provincial player, Helgaard Miller, who plays his 221st match today, leads a team that is missing 4 Springboks in Andre Venter, Pieter Durant, Werner Swanepoel and Naka Drotsky, but also includes 4 who played for the emerging box against the Lions in Wellington last week. Keep an eye out too for the experienced Stompie Fourie, who steps in at scrum half, and look forward to a tussle between the pairs of centres for the Free State and the British Isles tonight. On the replacement bench, 5 Englishmen warm the bench for the British Lions, along with Neil Jenkins of Wales, and Free State have a good blend of youth and experience amongst their reserves. With me today is former prop forward Guy Kevill, or Guy, I don't know if I can say former, because there's strong rumours of you making a comeback.
Kind words, kind words. Yeah, the Lions are back in Bloemfontein, and it's always an exciting event for them, or certainly for the public in Bloemfontein. Some great performances in the past. I remember being in this very stadium in 1974, watching the Free State side at that time going down, unfortunately I'd say, because I was a great supporter, 11 points to 9, and the Lions certainly know that they have their work cut out for them this evening. You know, I heard comments being made that this might be a 4th test encounter. So I think we have a great game this evening.
Well, Nigel Redman has the honour then of leading the British Lions tonight, and historically the Lions have always struggled somewhat against the Free State combinations over the years. There have been some very, very close games, and tonight is also a big night for Bramels, playing his 100th match for Free State, and he'll lead the men out. It's a great honour for Bramels, who's been a good servant of this province. Helgaard Miller and the rest of the team will follow, and a nice gesture from them just to hold back a little bit, let Bramels enjoy the support of the crowd, and Miller it is who leads out the rest of the combination. Brendan Venter was in picture, and then the last man out, MJ Smith, who also played against the Lions for the emerging box last week.
Gavin, the cheetah's looking half lion, half cheetah, would you not say, with the new regalia?
Looking very smart, and a change strip then for them. Referee for today's encounter is Mr. Jonathan Kaplan from Natal. And earlier he was saying that he's looking forward to a nice free-flowing game, because we've got 2 teams here that like to play expansive rugby, move the ball wide, and let's hope that that opportunity exists for both teams tonight. Will Greenwood was the man in picture. That's Stompie Fourie then, and he'll be relishing this opportunity of playing again for the Free State team. Neil back, the open side flank forward for the Lions. It was a strong point in the victory against the emerging Springboks last week.
Yeah, good man.
Stephen Brink occupying the left wing berth tonight, one of the quicker men on the field. And Michael Catt will be the man to start the match. That kick going a little bit deeper than he would have liked, one feels. This is good motion, this by the Free State combination, and then they get pushed back by the Lions. Well, there was forward motion there from the Free State combination, but they were unable to use it or lose it. But they've lost it.
Yeah, I think not a good start for the Free Staters. Let's see what happens in the scrum. Very testing, first minute of the game, and that's a good scrum.
The Free State missing Peter Durant and Marco Drotsky, but they've got Charles Marais and Dirkie Groenewald in the front row who have previous experience at provincial level.
Yeah, they certainly are accomplished replacements, and there's going to be a lot of heat in the first 2 minutes, as we've seen already. Let's see what happens.
Held at the back by Eric Miller. That was good quick possession for the Lions. Some good solid defensive work by Free State. Well organised they were. This is Patton and Greenwood. Well, the penalty has gone to the Lions and given against Jaco Tritsia for being offside.
Well, Gavin, I think it's been a bit become predictable with the Lions on this tour. They're tending not to take chances from penalties. We've seen throughout the Super 12 in these sort of situations, provincial sides either going for a touch kick, getting close to the line to go for 5 points, or actually picking up the ball from the position, trying to retain possession and going for 5 points.
Well, Nigel Redmond's decision is that Tim Stimson will kick for goal. Stimson, who's scored 62 points on this tour, which is just marginally less than the leading point scorer, Neil Jenkins. And Stimson was out earlier before this match practicing kicking, and I must say kicked very, very accurately. Kicking guru of the Lions, David Allred, has spent a lot of time with Tim Stimson, just honing his kicking skills. He struck that well, has Stimson. There was huge support for him from behind the position from where he kicked, because there's a lot of British support sitting up in the stands. That's the camera angle, and you'll see just how well he struck that ball. It went almost dead straight. Yanni de Beer with the restart, perhaps his first touch of the ball. Redmond was the man that tried to pick up and then taken on there by Willie Meyer. Curry in tandem with De Beer. This is Brendan Fenter. This is good play, this by Free State. Again, De Beer getting himself into picture. Up for it is Jan Harren van Wyk. Well, the referee has decided that he's going to bring them all the way back and give a penalty to Free State for the Lions being offside. There was not enough advantage gained from that move, and one feels fairly sure that they'll probably also kick it goal.
Yes, unfortunately we don't go back to where the penalty really was, but that's Yanni de Beer. Maybe wasting the ball in that situation, but a penalty had been awarded, and maybe the players were aware of that. Good strong start after the three-pointer by the Free Staters, getting the ball, retaining possession. Good strong drive by Billy Meyer, feeding the ball back well, and here we have the penalty.
De Beer's kick there, and has it called in enough? No. Just seemed to maybe stab that ball a little bit. Quick kick taken by the Lions. On that occasion it was Austin Healy. Free State certainly looking very committed with ball in hand. This is good play by them. Curry, De Beer, MJ Smith, who found himself in the line. Well, it's going to be another penalty then to Free State for the Lions being offside. That's MJ Smith in picture. He was injured last week for the emerging Springbok team. And good to see him back on his feet.
Free State driving forward. Great pace shown here by the guys. Unfortunately, error made there, but penalty had already been given. And the Lions definitely offside.
Well, it's not often you get two chances within the space of a minute, and De Beer will want to make sure of this one.
Well, looking at the level of commitment we've seen since the kickoff, Gavin, this certainly is going to be a humdinger.
That's a far better strike, that from De Beer. Certainly went straight through it, and that's an opportunity for Helgaard Miller's men then to get on the board.
Yes, correcting the earlier error. Nice to be able to correct the error 2 minutes after you made it.
Michael Kapp was practicing his kick-ins also prior to the match, just making sure that he got them 10 meters. Upward is Charles from Rensburg. It was well taken in and better control that from Free State. De Beer's kick. Backfoot to Stimson. Stimson looks quite pacey when he's going forward, but he's looked very sluggish otherwise. This is great running by Underwood. Can they finish this off? Bentley. Bentley's big and strong. Bentley's back on his feet. The Lions have the benefit in any event of the put-in. The referee has already indicated that, but they carry on now. Can they drive this ball over? Graham Ranty, he's in the middle of it all. Offside! Well, Free State are penalised for being offside, and they really came in from the wrong side of that ruck. Really not. The Lions deciding they want to run this. Cat. That's a little kick across the field, and this could be a good try then to Tim Stimson.
Well, what skill, wonderful finishing, and the penalty was maybe a ploy by Free State at the end of the day to force a penalty, because that Lions side was driving for the line. And it was Reino Opperman that came around, and it might have been a sensible move in his way to go for the penalty, because Lions were certainly going for that line. Yeah, we have the penalty taken. Michael Cat, great tactical kick. And it certainly is well received by Tim Stimson, who just has to waddle over the line. Well finished.
What was particularly disappointing was the defensive role played by Free State, because they really were unaware of the fact that Stimson was standing out wide. Again, that's a good strike that from Stimson, and he's really got his kicking boots on tonight.
Penalty once again. Watch Mike Cat line himself up, knows where Tim Stimson is going to be. Not in picture at this moment. He has fielded the ball and waddles over the line. That is superb finishing. I must admit, though, Gavin, as well, that it wasn't a good kick by Yanni de Beer that set up the counter-attack by the Lions.
Yeah, but give credit to Tony Underwood as well, who knifed his way through the middle. This is a drive on now by Billy Meyer. Curry. Support coming there from Bron Els. Possession coming the way of Free State. Helgaard Miller. He's got Jan Harren van Wyk, who's very, very quick.
Well, ball not wanting to bounce Free State play, but I still maintain kicking away possession in this position is a serious mistake. You've got Yanni de Beer passing flat to Brendan Fent, who finds Helgaard Miller, putting the chip over, not altogether wrong. And unfortunately, the ball just not bouncing here for Jan Harren van Wyk.
Charles Marais will be the man throwing in. That's Bramels. Well taken by him. This is a good initial drive there from Free State.
Come here! Come here! Come here! Thank you. Get away. Leave him here. Leave him. All away, thank you. Thank you. No, he's helping. Number 3.
Number 3 is, of course, Vinnie Meyer.
It was your ball. I've spoken to you about the boots in. I don't want to see any more of it. You're on a warning. Not again, okay? We spoke about it before.
Well, that's the message to Vinnie Meyer then, that he's got to keep his boots out of those rucks and mauls unless he's in pursuit of the ball and doing it in legal fashion.
Well, you could say Vinnie Meyer appearing live on boots and all.
Michael Katz's kick then is safely over the touchline.
It was Free State's ball going in, and it's potentially silly. It's not only Vinnie Meyer, there are a number of guys. I think Vinnie Meyer, well, I didn't actually see Villie's boots going in, but anyway.
Cut down. This is good ball. This for Michael Katz. He's over the advantage line. That's great possession to get, but good defensive work by Reno Opperman.
Come down. Moving forward.
I get the feeling that both sides are really looking to try and run at each other, and but there's been some very solid defensive work.
Yeah, there's an excellent tackle here by Brendan Center. And trying to, I can't see who the man is trying to retrieve the ball there, but scrum awarded to the Lions.
Charles Marais, who's in the middle of the Free State scrum.
Get back.
A lot of eyes tonight will be on Eric Miller at the back of the Lions pack. Will he be able to win a test berth for Saturday and dispose Tim Rodber?
Get back. Last warning. Wait. Ready.
Well, quick penalty taken, and that was good play there by the Lions. This is Neil Back, and Will Greenwood again. Back gets himself into picture. He's so useful in terms of the linkage point in getting the ball moving amongst the backs. Cat. This is again good work by the Lions. Just look at the support that they're getting. Even Underwood brought himself in from the left wing, and again it's quick possession taken on by Simon Shaw.
Okay, leave it. Wait there. Wait.
Healy just wanting a little bit of support from Nigel Redmond. He's ultimately the man to pick up. Again, quick ball out, taken on by Barry Williams. The switch. Bentley, he's big and strong. Helfort Miller will chase. Rassie Erasmus comes across, but Bentley looks like he's got home.
Well, this man, John Bentley, he can finish, and certainly it's surprising not to see him in the test lineup. Great long pass out to Bentley. Now watch Bentley, how he sums up his opportunity. He's helped out Miller, wrong foots him, and this is great attempt by Rassie Erasmus. I'm sure Rassie will be telling everybody that he got his foot out into touch.
The thing with Bentley is that he was very disappointed at not making the test squad for the test team for the first test, and he's going to grab every opportunity that comes his way. Just watch how he little in and out on Miller. Miller suspecting he might have come in field, and just look at the strength around the thighs of that man, because Rassie Erasmus is a powerful tackler.
Well, hats off to Rassie Erasmus' attempt there.
That's a good kick again from Tim Stimson, and well, those early kicks of his have obviously just got his rhythm going, and it's a little bit like a golfer, I guess. You get out there before you play, you hit a few balls and get yourself really well organized. 17 points to 3 then, and the British Isles full value for those 17 points. De Beer, that's a good kick from him up for his shore.
No advantage. Knock on. Get square on here, get square on. No talking.
Free State started well in terms of the possession stakes, but they've been somewhat starved by the British Lions since then.
Wait. No more, no more.
Well, if we watch the tight-head David Young against Dirkie Carnival on the near side, Gavin, you'll see that David Young is really trying to pull the scrum down, and it's obvious that is happening, and the referee's not picking it up.
Scrummy, get back. Stay down the flank. Flank in.
Cat. It's not a good kick that from Mike Cat. And reward also for the pressure that was put on him by Stompie Puri.
That's yours. There's yours. Take a step, get over.
The Lions front row is under pressure, and David Young's best motion is to scrum negatively and pull the scrum down, and that is what is happening at the moment, make no mistake.
Let's go off, into the bench.
Well, Graham Roundtree trying to keep his head away from the referee, but there's a little bit of blood on it, so he has to leave the field.
Yes, and that's definitely not coming from his head, but from his ear. He has a scar on his ear there.
So temporarily then, it looks like Jason Leonard that comes on in his place. Big jump there from Charles van Rensburg.
No advantage for the knock scrum.
Really is a difficult situation for a guy like Charles Marais, who's had to sit on the bench the whole season, and Narkodrutsky's been the man throwing in. And to get those throws pinpoint, well, obviously takes a little bit of extra match practice. Erasmus. Very lively loose forward is Johan Erasmus. Taken on by Kutsia. Fenter, quick through the hands. This is MJ Smith.
Wait there, wait!
Puri. Lots of pressure from the Lions, but they were coming around the side, and the referee has picked that up.
Yes, and about time. Certainly, Rob Wainwright was 5 miles offside in this situation. Forming play by the Free Staters in certain situations, and I'd like to think that there are a couple of guys on the Free State side that are still pressing for positions in our national side, and really, I believe a guy like Johan Erasmus certainly, there we will, that's the penalty, and Rob Wainwright a mile offside.
Well, Free State looking to play it wide, and just if they can find somebody that can straighten up those moves, because there is quite a lot of lateral movement, to someone to knife through the middle and coming dead straight. Good to see that MJ Smith is looking for entries into the back line as often as he can. It's always nice having got that first one over, and in this case it was the second one for Yanni de Beer, and then this third attempt, very successful. So Jonathan Kaplan then trying to keep his fingers on the pulse, and seems to be a little bit of concern in terms of some of the decisions that he's made. Now Graham Roundtree will be coming back onto the field, and Jason Leonard's short little effort there, little tap of the hands, and back he comes. Again, a pinpoint kick in that from Mike Cat. That's good interplay that by Free State in keeping that ball available and alive.
Number 6, pulling the maul down, number 6.
Rob Wainwright is penalised for pulling down the maul.
Pulling the maul down, number 6.
And again we see, just if you can exert pressure on a team and just keep driving at them, very often opportunities come your way.
Yes, and they must retain possession. Every time Free State's kicked away possession, the Lions have countered and have done well. Not only scored, but have done well.
MJ Smith with the benefit of that left boot down the far touchline.
The Free State on the drive here, really strong drive. Nigel Redmond, and in the back corner there you can see Rob Wainwright pulling the, well, he was a little behind pulling the scrum down.
Charles Marais will want to find his men. He's got Opperman and Big Barnels. Not sure that throw went where it should have gone, but Free State still have possession, but they're really being hurried into errors, and there's not enough protection for Stompy Puri.
Yes, they want to slow the game down a bit to suit themselves. The Lions are rushing them, and they playing along with the Lions.
Ready. Put him in. Wait there, wait. Stay down, stay down.
Well, that's a good scrum by the Lions.
Miller just held long enough, and Kat's got enough room. Watch Underwood, how quickly he gets up there. Lots of pace. This is Greenwood. Greenwood straight down the middle. That was superb play that by Will Greenwood, and then the rescue came from Brendan Fenter. But once again, their guide, you found somebody that was going straight down the middle with pace, and that's what Free State need.
Well, Free State confused at who's going to take the ball. Poor communication. Will Greenwood sees the opportunity, and fortunately for Free State, is ankle tapped at the last minute, and ball going astray. So Free State blew the game.
$11 points the difference then, and 18 minutes left in this first half.
The pass coming to Cat, superb up and under. We noticed him practicing them prior to the game. And then Free State just not sure who's actually going to take the ball. And Will Greenwood there sees it and then pins his ears back, but unfortunately gets ankle tapped and the ball goes astray.
I think quite often under pressure, the big man, in that case it was Rassie Erasmus, would probably want to take it. MJ Smith, the smaller guy, he was the guy going forward, and that's the big thing, is that the man coming forward should be the man to take the kick. Erasmus was going backwards.
Yes, absolutely so, but I think it all boils down to communication at the end of the day, and that's obviously what didn't happen.
Well, Greenwood, who's enjoyed a really good tour and the opportunities that he's been given, he's looked very incisive. And territorially then the Lions are just struggling somewhat, but very good in the possession stakes, and they've hurried the Free State combination into errors this evening.
And that's what it boils down to, is possession. Without the ball, you cannot score points, and this is what the Lions have done this evening.
So stoppage point over then, and Free State under their posts.
Yep.
They'll want a solid scrum now. A better effort initially from them, and then they find themselves again in all sorts of trouble. A penalty went against Simon Shaw, who came in from the side of that ruck. And the referee is really having his work cut out, keeping an eye on the Lions around the sides of coming in on the sides of the rucks and walls.
Yes, interesting decision that, because as far as I'm concerned, Simon Shaw is a lock, and he was in the scrum. The scrum had wheeled. He was still part of the scrum. If we watch here, the scrum is still... I don't see Simon Shaw. Well, there he is right there, sorry. And he does come in from the wrong side. So the scrum had broken up.
Maria this time doing well to find his men in the middle. De Beer deciding he can do it as well as Michael Cat does. Back foot is Stimson. Stimson unable to take, and the Lions regroup rather well. That was a good effort by them. Now this is Cat. Bateman was running out of partners there to support him. This is MJ Smith. Stimson again. He's got Cat on his outside. Lions just getting the ball quickly through the hands. This is Neil back to Tony Underwood. Great support then from the Lions. Again, There was terrific support close into the ball carrier. Can they get a quick release because the Free State defence is all over the place? Healy, Cat. Again, it's a long one to Bentley. Bentley and Brink. He's past him. Bentley again, past the second man, Smith. Bentley under the posts.
Well, John Bentley, superb finisher. If he doesn't play on Saturday, I don't know what we can really say. Here you have Neil Back. Look at the support that Neil Back is going to find, and he's finding it in the form of Tony Underwood. And then we've got, looks like Eric Miller, really been a thorn in the side of the Free Staters today. And then Nigel Redmond. It's just non-stop support play. And this is the end result. John Bentley, really, really strong finisher. And he's giving his selectors a lot to think about this evening, that's for sure.
Three successful conversions then for Tim Stimson. 2 tries to John Bentley, and the Lions then in a very, very commanding lead. It was that long pass, and it's the second time that Bentley's received a long pass in a standing position, and the strength and the speed of the man over those first 5 to 10 meters is exemplary, and really it was no difficulty for him in the final analysis.
Gavin, you notice how they aren't scared to vary their play at all. They go up right in the channels, long passes, they mix it up really nicely, and this is the end result.
Again, relatively sloppy ball, or sloppy attempts at catching the ball from those kick-ins. De Beer, Fenter.
Sorry, no. My fault. Too soon. No, thank you, both of you.
Nice to hear the referee saying, well, that was my fault. I made a mistake. I blew too early. This was Brendan Fenter then. Belted into Alan Bateman, and then hit Neil Back, and Brendan Fenter had a little bit of a tussle.
Gavin, we have got a change in the Free State front row. We've got Dougie Heymans on, and it looks like Dougie's replaced, I think it looks like he's replaced Billy Mayer.
So a little bit of attention then for Bram Else in his 100th match. Always a man to give 100%. Sometimes people feel he could have given a little bit more in some matches because he's always had great qualities.
The kickoff, Bram Else, there you can see what happens to Bram as he gets upended.
Smith got Stephen Brink on the outside. Lots of face Brink, but well guarded by Bentley.
Yes, so one would feel that Stephen Brink against John Bentley in that situation was so close to the touchline, he might have looked to go in field to set up. But what he has done now is he's turned over possession to the line. So it becomes a mistake at the end of the day in his book.
Well, not too many throw-ins have belonged to Barry Williams. And Nigel Redmond in the front with a catch. Support coming from the Roundtree. Lions just getting the motion that they want, and then the release to Healy. Again, Greenwood, Underwood, he's got such terrific pace as Underwood. Back again, the linkage point. I really like the look of Neil Back, I must say, Guy. He gets about the park so quickly and just works so well as a linkage point. And that's Billy Mayer coming back onto the field to replace Dougie Heymans. And at the moment, it looks like there's 16 players on the field, and he can't take part. MJ Smith, that was a solid tackle on him. Billy Mayer just trotted all the way across the field to the other touchline and waiting for his opportunity.
Was his warm-up run. Yanni De Beer, Brendan Fenter, nice interplay, and you've got MJ Smith, and what a tackle. What a superb tackle. Tackle by both. And that's where the knock-on took place.
Solid scrum this from Free State. Well, that's a real turnover. Alfred Miller caught in a little bit of trouble there by Tim Stimson. Free Staters took it in. Free Staters bring it out. De Beer might have noticed that Stimson was nowhere to be seen. Up foot is Underwood. Taken in by Charles Marais. Brendan Fenter. This is Charles from Rensburg. From Else. Well, looks like we've got another replacement on the field as well in the form of Henry Jacobs in place of Stompie Fourie. This is the little chip kick through back foot. The Lions just desperately saving that opportunity. And really, it is a problem for any team who are facing a guy who's got the pace of Jan Harm van Wyk.
Good retention by Free State, certainly not wanting to, and it's Bromell, well, we're jumping around a bit here. Stefan Brink, and then the chip kick and MJ Smith chasing, the chase a little futile because there was a Lions player there in the form of Austin Healy. But certainly that scrum by Free State has certainly tied the guys up, and I'd like to think that Dougie Haymans might have had a hand in that. I think he is still on the field, and well, superb scrum.
Pat's kick into Charles van Rensburg, well taken by him. That's better possession that for Free State, but really they're struggling to find their way through the Lions, who defensively have got themselves very well organised. It's almost a bit of a carbon copy from the first test. They'll want to play it out wide, Free State, and quicker if they can, and this is the way to do it. This is Stephen Brink. Brendan Fenter did a lot of good work. Then Yanni De Beer. He's helped along. Can Free State push over here? Jacobs. The long pass. Brink. Stephen Brink's going to get home.
Well, once again, we'll keep saying it. Keep the ball in hand and you will score tries. And this is exactly what has happened. Strong driving play. Free State, great possession. This is the end result of it. Stephen Brink making up for the mistake he made earlier of going into touch and scoring a superb try for the Free State.
Now, I think one of the important areas to remember as well is that Free State, the possession that they got when they're going to move it out wide has got to be quick, and it's got to be protected possession as well. Jacobs was able to finish off with Brink, but early on the ball really moved out quite quickly after that first ruck, and that gave them the latitude that they were looking for.
Yes, it certainly has, and to make the ball come out quicker, they've got to clear out the Lions a little sooner as well. Certainly they have been a bit pedestrian in that department in the earlier part of the half.
The first try for the Free State, and Helfrich Miller will be pleased with that because that's a big psychological boost, knowing that they can get through the defence of the British Lions. Only 6 minutes left in this first half, with the Lions leading by 24 points to 11. That's a superb kick back from De Beer. Well, suddenly the flags are flying in the Free State Stadium, and they're not Union Jacks. So Free State getting themselves back into this match. Still 11 points the difference.
Yes, and this game a long way from over. There's quite a superb confidence booster to the local side. And with this kick adding an extra 2 points, They go into the game now 11 points behind.
Charles from Rensburg was unable to take, and the Lions have got possession. Cat switch to Greenwood, slap down the middle. Greenwood and the support from Bateman. That's a classic try.
And how better to come back? How better to answer try?
Just a little wink there from Will Greenwood to say thanks for setting it up for me, and a good finish.
Well, the mistake coming from the kickoff. Free State knocking on, presenting the ball well for the Lions, clearing it out. Free State having to reorganize the defenses in a hurry here. You've got Michael Catt, great pass into Will Greenwood, and then you've got Alan Bateman finishing off. And do they finish well?
Well, Tim Stimson's enjoying his kicking opportunities tonight. That's 4 tries and 4 conversions to go with his penalty. And that was particularly disappointing, one feels, for Free State. It looked like it was starting to come back. But Greenwood has been a thorn in their flesh all night with that incisive straight running.
Well, the Lions are good at capitalizing on mistakes, and they took full advantage of that. Superb try.
Well, at the rate we're going, we could see a lot of points scored in this match. 31 points to 13 at the moment. Certainly attractive rugby for the crowd. The Lions looking for a weak spot as they roll that ball. That was good play by them. Taken on by Miller. Unusual to see that ball tossed away like that, and possession tossed away, because they have controlled it well in most of the matches that they've played. Penta, Smith. Work from Jaco Kutsia along with Yossi Erasmus. But it becomes almost inevitable, doesn't it, in terms of players getting themselves into offside positions from rucks and mauls, and on that occasion actually coming in from the side, kneeled back. Well, Yanni de Beer could probably have decided to kick for goal, and probably would have reached, and the way he's kicking probably would have kicked it over, but the Free State want tries.
Yeah, superb kick there by Yanni de Beer, and we have a replacement in Henry Jacobs, who has replaced Sophie Faria at scrum line.
Well, the pressures are on Charles Marais now, because he's got to get that throw in pinpoint, this time to Bramels. Free State will move back a little bit in that line out. This is Jaco Kutsia. Jacobs, De Beer. Switch to Brink. Pushes off one man, did rather well. Again, a lot of natural movement from Free State. MJ Smith.
Well, the pressure continuously coming through, sustained by the Lions, and this is the end result. From total defense into recovering the ball, and they can attack from this position.
I think the real defensive pressure, guys, coming around the fringes of the tight pieces as well as the rucks and mauls. And Free State, when they have moved it wide, as you said a bit earlier, they've looked quite dangerous.
Well, that's a superb scrum by Free State, limiting the Lions' options. Unfortunately, here, referee Jonathan Kaplan ruling penalty against Free State after superb scrum.
We have a minute to go, 1 to go. 1 to go.
The message is that there's 1 minute to go, and Michael Catt will probe for the touchline and find it. One represents 1 minute of play left.
3-5-2-1.
Barry Williams with the throw. Taken in by Rob Weinrath. Nice to have a different option. This is back. Austin Healy, quick possession. That ball didn't go forward, so they'll keep it going. Simon Shaw took it in. Cat again, relishing this opportunity of running along with Greenwood. Watch how well Greenwood, although he was heavily slaughtered, got over the advantage line. Well, one of the lions has fallen very, very heavily, and well, picked it up now, but the referee has called for the ambulance men.
That's the heavy fall, and it looks, unfortunately, it looks like Will Greenwood, and then certainly has fallen rather badly. You can see slowly here the tackle coming from Jaco Coetzee, slinging him over, and that certainly is a hard fall.
Well, just look at it from this angle, then he was slung over by Jaco Coetzee, and obviously falling very heavily on his left shoulder and the back of his head.
Yeah, he didn't have the arm to break his fall, as Jaco Coetzee had pulled his arm in, so let's hope it's not too serious. Really, he has had a superb performance this evening, and let's hope it's not serious at all.
Well, the Lions have Dr. James Robson touring with their party, and they'll be there in attention. The British are certainly looking good value for their money. Although they're marginally ahead in the second phase, one feels that they've controlled that element of the game rather well, along with their good defensive pattern. All the support staff of the Lions are right up on the touchline then, and some concern for Will Greenwood.
It's just sprinting at ruck time, which I'm concerned about. They're giving away about 4 penalties. It's too quick, especially with such contesting the ball.
Not a huge difference then in territory and possession as far as the two teams are concerned, but I mean, we've said it on many occasions, perhaps the defensive efforts of the Lions have kept Free State at bay. They've scored 4 tries at the Lions, and to the solitary one by Stephen Brink for Free State. And this is a very sad occasion then, as Will Greenwood is stretchered off the field, and he will be replaced by Neil Jenkins. The man from Leicester has really had a very, very good tour with the British Isles. Well, the game continues then. That's Brendan Fenter with a charge. Turnover then for the Lions. They've got men on the outside, lots of them. Jenkins' first touch. This is Bentley. Well, after all that, then the referee's whistle goes for half-time, and a sad finish to a half that had a lot of spectacle about it and a lot of excitement. Nigel Redman will be pleased with the fact that the British Lions scored those 4 tries, all converted by Stimson, and just the solitary try then by Stephen Brink for Free State. So that then is the half-time score here from the Free State Stadium. Stay with us. We'll be back for the second half shortly.
We'll be back with more rugby, brought to you by triple gold medal winner Lion Lager, the beer that's golden good, rich with flavor.
So, we're saving you from 8,700 to 16,600 Rand on all new Centras and Sabres. How? Simple, really. We've dropped the interest rate from 21.25% to just 10%. Visit your Nissan dealer now and land yourself some super savers.
Alexander Graham Bell, inventor of the telephone and father of modern telecommunications. A man who had everything. Genius, courage, vision.
Mr. Watson, come here.
Your telephone has been disconnected due to non-payment of charges. If you would like the service restored, please contact our telephone.
Who's that?
Pity he didn't have some really smart people to help him with his finances.
En geactiveerd. Dulux Weatherguard se doel is 'n wêreldklas resultaat.
En Suid-Afrika is die wêreldkampioen.
In keeping with our policy of not wasting money on expensive advertising, we devised this low-budget way to announce our ridiculously low rental rates. All we do is stop the film at the appropriate place, so when the rates go up or down, we don't have to make a whole new commercial. Ingenious. Tempest Car Hire. No frills, no fuss, just good value.
And it's a scrum. The ball's in. Here comes the shove. And Wheaty scores!
So 4 tries to 1 to the British Lions. Let's take a look at those highlights very, very quickly because time is short, and get Nas's comments on them. Nas?
Excellent play here. Free State not really getting themselves organised. See, lately, Gary, when you get a 5-yard penalty, everybody thinks you're going to play with the forwards. Suddenly they just played it wide, the back line's not really in position. Just have a look.
Nice
There's
little kick here.
2 guys on the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4 Lions.
Good vision from Cat to see that.
Very good, very good.
So British Lions then with the first try. That stage 10-3 ahead. Now this man Bentley's got some pace.
He's playing so well that he is going to make it very difficult for the selectors for Saturday. But I don't think they'll change the winning formula, but who knows? He's playing well enough.
Could they keep him on the bench, and as soon as they find things aren't going their way, then boom, he's on.
But see, Healy also playing well here. All the Free Staters staying close to the defensive line. And then just a long pass and over and done. Another long pass, look at this.
Cling a bit loose there.
But see, there's 4 guys, and there's actually 2 guys not in a line. It's actually one guy, the other guy behind him. So if you miss the first guy, where's the other guy going? Is he going out? Is he staying with the guy that's got the ball? What I like about the Lions play, Gary, is that they're just sucking in the defense of the Free State very close to where the ball is. And then they take a long ball, and there's nobody on the outside.
Right. Something Free State aren't doing enough of, you were saying?
No, I thought that's the way Free State should do it, but somewhere along the line, the ball is getting stuck at MJ. The ball is not getting further than him. And when it does, then the wings opt for the little chip instead of trying to give it back to a forward, draw the lines in, and then you can take a long pass and get it out.
Right, Free State coming back. Helfgard Muller there trying to create something with Stephen Brink.
Stephen Brink keeping the ball. That's well done. Good play by Yanni de Beer. And then, if you look at this, where's the defense going to be the tightest? Very close to where the ball is. Long pass, Stephen Brink over in the corner. Yeah, I just thought that Free State just might get back into the game, but
yes, it looked like
from
it
the
for a
kickoff, the Lions scored again. But a good try by Stephen Brink.
I'm sure he's delighted with that, but as you say, straight from that.
See, Free State had the ball, Gary, and they just lost it. And then brilliant break by Greenwood, and then Bateman just finishing off. And it was sad to see Greenwood going off, because I thought he really played well.
Yeah, yeah. Let's just hope it's only a bit of concussion and nothing to do with
but that means he's out for 3 weeks in any case. So I think his tour is over.
Yeah. But the way that neck brace was put, I suppose you think back to Max Breeder for a split second or two. We sincerely hope nothing like that at all to Will Greenwood. So there you go then, basically half-time 31-13, 4 tries to the British Lions, 1 to Free State, scored by Stephen Brink. Don't forget, Boots and All at 9 o'clock. We'll be taking a look. Darren and Nas will be taking a look at these and many other issues. Quite a few scores coming through from earlier today. And also live on SuperSport 2 DSTV, it's Wimbledon. Plenty of action there for you to enjoy. We're going to take a quick break. Back with the second half in just a moment.
It takes more than champions to drive SuperSport.
Budget Rent-A-Car, the preferred rental choice for the Channel of Champions.
Ex-Clear vir die heel beste rugby album in Suid-Afrika ooit. Wat die bokke huis toe, kry die heel beste Foxsport musiek. Op kaset vir 34,99, op CD vir net 59,99. It's time for the Lions to face the music. Vat op!
Westbank claimed to finance your wheels in 15 minutes. Let's put it to the test.
24 months, thank you.
Are you sure this won't take longer than 15 minutes?
A substantial deposit. And you also want to go over a short period. I'm sorry about that. 24 months, 2155, 48 months, 1255.
Hello, yes? Yes? Yes. Right. Bye.
Financing, no problem.
You know, you have just proved that Westbank can finance in 15 minutes.
We do it all the time, sir.
Now, if you look towards that glass there. My name is Leon Schuster, John.
Westbank put us to the test. When acid indigestion and heartburn strike, you can try to fight all that excess acid, or simply prevent it in the first place for up to 9 hours with just a single tablet of Zantac 75. Make peace with acid indigestion and heartburn. Use Zantac 75 when you can't stomach acid.
This is the Great White, highly respected for its double-edged, razor-sharp teeth. This is the double-edged razor from Bic. Both will give you an extremely close shave. The Bic double-edged razor, however, won't cost you an arm and a leg.
This game is brought to you by triple gold medal winner Lion Lager, the beer that's golden good, rich with flavor.
Welcome back to the Free State Stadium, and we wait now for Jannie de Beer to start the second half. Jonathan Kaplan has given the message, and we have another 40 minutes of rugby here in Bloemfontein. Good protection there for Austin Healy. The Free State scrum halves this evening have not been able to enjoy the same measure of support. Quick throw in then from Stephen Brink. MJ Smith. This is good play by the Lions now. This is where they're at their most dangerous. Well, back for it was Rassie Erasmus, and wasn't a lot he could do with it. And wasn't too much support, but it was a good kick across field then from Tim Stimson.
Yes, the kick putting Free State under pressure and forcing them into, well, putting the Lions on attack really. So Free State's initial kick downfield really didn't pay dividends.
Williams with Bregman in the front, and at the back it's a tap down then from Wainwright. Well, good to see Free State putting a bit of pressure for the locals, putting a little bit of pressure on that line out from the Lions. Erasmus and Jaco Kutsia. This is Reno Opperman. Still on his feet is Reno Opperman. He did well there. He didn't just toss the ball away. Jacobs. Again, Free State are able to get it out wide to Brink. Well, there's certainly nothing wrong with John Bentley's defensive capabilities. And this is a quick throw in then for the Lions, taken by Eric Miller. Stimson. Good work there by Eric Miller in going in and securing possession. Barry Williams taken on by Rob Wainwright. Billy Jenkins at fly half. There's a big tackle there, and Tony Underwood had come across them from the left wing, and I'm sure he'll relish an opportunity to have a really good run this evening. 2 tries belonging to John Bentley, who's the top try scorer for the Lions on this tour with 6 tries.
Yes, what? Wait there, wait. Just what? Okay. There's the mark, strike.
The turnaround here possibly caused by Helgard Miller's big tackle, which forced the poor pass to the Lions.
Better scrum that from Free State. Jacobs, Brendan Fenter. MJ Smith bringing into play Billy Meyer, who was temporarily off the field. Rossi Erasmus used to belt down the middle. This is Fenter. A penalty given against Neil Back for going over the top, and the man in possession is not able to release that ball.
Well, it's looking a bit sloppy from the Free State side. Instead of running into the opposition are expecting them to run straight at them. They should be looking for the gaps.
Wait.
Well, importantly, you need someone running at pace off the ball carrier into space, Guy, and Free State haven't managed to really find those individuals tonight like the Lions did, particularly with Will Greenwood in the first half. This is Eric Miller. Good play too by Rob Wainwright. That sort of momentum really gets you going. Jenkins through the half gap. Help coming there from Bateman. Redmond, that was a particularly good catch by the lock forward. Free State getting starved of possession. Yeah, this is Underwood. Lots of pace, Tony Underwood. Well, everybody will remember his brother Rory, who played in that same position for England and the British Lions. Quick throw in then from Free State. Miller. This is Fenter. On the inside, that was good play by him. Now the little chip kick from Helgard Miller. Brink with a charge and the try. Two tries in the match then to Stephen Brink.
Helgard Miller, the man with the chip through. We'll have a shot of that soon. Brendan Fenter looking inside, and it's Helgard Miller finds the chip through. It's a sensible chip through. There's space, and it's Stefan Brink who weighs up his options. He checks it a bit, and then collects the ball and goes over. That is well weighted by Stefan Brink in the situation. We'll get a good picture of it here. Austin Healy not recovering the ball, and Stefan Brink just waiting half a yard and then scoring the try.
Well, a good pinpoint kick then from Helgard Miller, and it's so useful when you've got pace on the outside, despite the fact that the bounce ultimately was maybe a little bit lucky for Free State, but you make your luck on the rugby field. De Beer successful.
That's well said, Gavin. You do make your luck on the rugby field, and a lot of people believe that rugby is 90% luck at this level. And that's the try by Stefan Brink. The ball bouncing his way.
The Free State deciding, well, we're not out of this game yet. 20 points to 31, they are behind. Penalty given against Rob Wainwright, who decides that he'll complain, so it's an additional 10. And, of course, Free State have MJ Smith to kick with the left boot if they wish towards that corner flag. But there's enough confidence in the foot of Yanni de Beer. Such a lovely strike of the ball is Yanni de Beer. Lovely timing.
Yes, incident here. Rob Wainwright moving Bramels out, and the ball you see falling into open space. And Jonathan Kaplan becoming a crowd favourite here.
Free State going with a short line out, just 6 of the men in. Opperman in the front. Now the support comes. That's good play that by Free State. Well, that's quite right. Graham Rountree was on the wrong side of that ruck and playing the ball.
Yes, and pulling the scrum down as well, Gavin. I think I saw Jonathan Kaplan there doing the old referee Harker pulling the scrum down action. Rainer Opperman, great take. I do believe that short lineouts work in this game. And then we have the drive coming in, the whole Free State pack coming in. And look out for Graham Rountree. He's at the bottom. There we pick him up, number 1, and he had pulled the scrum down. It might have been a bit of a difficult one on him. He might have tripped, but the referee ruled it pulled down.
Well, historically, we've seen matches since 1962 against the British Lions by Free State with scores of 14 all, 3-9, 9-11 and 17-21, so they've all been close encounters. This man's kicking with confidence tonight is Yanni de Beer.
Yes, Yanni de Beer, the only kick he's missed today was that first one, and this is, you can pick up Graham Rountree there. Yes, he is going down. I don't think it was a trip, and he picked up the Free State scrum and was penalised, and it has cost him 3 points.
Well, are we going to see a resurgence then from the men in orange and white? Great take that by Bramels.
That's the mark. Wait.
Bramels going up, superb take, retaining possession, going to ground unfortunately.
Austin Healy does well, and he really read that well. Pick up from Erasmus and Jaco Kutsia. And the Free State have tried that on a few occasions, and it hasn't really worked for them as yet. Jacobs with a feed. This is a better opportunity for Kutsia.
Come here. Both of you come. Both of you come here. They run away.
Rob Wainwright and Rossi Erasmus will now going to get a talking to.
Pulled him back. You had possession. It was unnecessary. I'm not worried about the scuffle afterwards. Both of you on a warning. Don't do it again.
Well, Rossi Erasmus just held back the path of Rob Wainwright, so one man pushes and another pulls, and penalties are given.
Bramels for Roteris Villa, team number 8. Obviously, Bram not happy with the way Eric Miller is getting.
So 16 points then for Tim Stimson in this match, but that's Rob Wainwright from Scotland. Another good strike from Tim Stimson, and the man who plays for the Newcastle club in England has really come on in leaps and bounds as a kicker on this tour.
It's Rob Wainwright, and you can see he's being held by Rassie Rasmus.
This time going a little bit too deep. Charles van Rensburg was the man who came charging across. Charles van Rensburg has played in the lock forward position as well for Free State, but tonight on the flank, and often the man who's used for those kick-ins as a catcher. He's a tall man. Solid scrum this from Free State. Miller at the back. Not too much pressure on Miller. He was able to move those critical 5 meters. Healy, Cat. Jenkins quick through the hands. This is Underwood. Taken on by Roundtree, and then the knock-on coming from back.
Yes, the knock-on coming from back, but great tackling work there by Free State, making it a little difficult for the Lions to handle in that situation.
Yes.
The Lions still keeping ahead by those 11 points it is. That's better ball that for Free State in getting over the advantage line. This is Yanni De Pierre. Back foot is Underwood and Stimson. Now Erasmus. Well, MJ Smith was calling for the ball out wide, but Erasmus deciding to go in close. Stimson just punted that ball downfield, and there's been a little bit of ping-pong from both sides on occasions.
Okay. Who's the chap with the short? Yeah. Number 3.
There's been a little bit of repair work then done on Graham Roundtree's head, and now on his replacement of his shorts. And you can see that a lot of balls have moved through the back line, through the hands of both fly halves this evening. Jacobs is going a little too far there from Henry Jacobs. You see the number 18 on his back, and he's replaced Stompie Fourie. And for those of you that might have tuned in late, Will Greenwood was rather badly hurt just before half-time, and has been replaced by Neil Jenkins. Williams, Redman, Healy, good combination. Again, the Lions forwards do well there for this protected possession. This is Tony Underwood, taken on beautifully by the Lions. Cat. Back. Bateman. And this is Bentley. This is try number 3 from John Bentley. Well, we've seen a great work rate at times from John Bentley and Tony Underwood, moving across from the wing that they occupy, the wing position they occupy, and coming across to the other side.
Yes, Tony Underwood feeding well inside here. It's Simon Shaw making good ground, going to ground, retaining possession, ball coming out rather quickly, and it's going wide. Mike Cat finding Neil Back, who's in the back line there, and then the end result is John Bentley, who, when he sees that line, very few people seem to be able to stop him.
Well, the 100% record then is broken, but Tim Stimson will be pleased with his efforts tonight, as will John Bentley. Just watch how well the Lions kneeled back here, just straightened up enough to take out Jan Harm van Wyk, and then the unloading there to Bentley got the right winger in. He's so strong on his feet. .24 minutes left then, and the Lions leading by 39 points to 23. It's a better kick in that from Yanni de Beer. Healy. Jenkins. Michael Pratt with enough time. That's a huge punt from him. Back foot is Brink. MJ Smith, who's been rather quiet in this second half. And then Baker just waiting for the pass. Again, the Lions come away with it.
Well, there's no time to talk now from the Free State side. They're being beaten fairly and squarely, and there's no time to talk.
Well, they did think about possibly running with that ball from that penalty, but Tim Stimson has been given the decision then that he must kick for goal.
And we watch here as Billy Mayer, he is being warned by the ref as he's doing that. Does not stop, and penalty awarded.
Again, it's a solid strike from Stimson. That's his third penalty attempt of the evening, and very successfully so. So Nigel Redmond, then leading the Lions tonight, will be pleased with that margin, but the game certainly isn't over. We move into the last quarter, and on this tour, a guy we've seen has been incredibly good finishing from the Lions in the last quarters of most of the matches. Redmond under pressure then from Free State. This is Healy. Good interplay. Austin Healy coming into his own as well and really enjoying the free-flowing game that we have here tonight. Dirty Funevald getting himself involved as well, and Eric Miller.
The ball going wide out to, is that Austin Healy? Oh, sorry, Eric Miller. Austin Healy being tackled with the ball. The replacement, Dougie Heymans for Billy Mayer.
De Beer. Brink. Gets Simpson to turn round, but some good solid work this by Rob Wainwright. Well, the referee deciding that there wasn't enough advantage, so they'll come back for a scrum, put in the Free State.
Free State in a good position to capitalize now. If anything's going to happen, here we have Rob Wainwright going down, placing the ball, but the knock-on happening and Free State scrum.
Brendan Fenter, again Free State just moving the ball wide and looking a little bit dangerous in doing so. But they really have been starved of possession on occasions in the second half. They aren't right now. MJ Smith. From Rensburg. Fenter. Helfart Miller. The inside pass.
Well, there are 19 minutes to go, and Free State are exactly 19 points behind. What are they going to do here?
Well, it seems that penalty was given then against Neil Back for a dangerous tackle. And the big question is now, what do Free State do? Charles Marais with the ball in hand. Support coming from Dougie Haymans. Switch to Charles from Rensburg, and again they lose possession to Free State.
Yes, that's an unfortunate error. Penalty on a plate, and you know, knocking the ball on there, whoever it was, at the end of the day, surely can't be happy with himself. Well, that Lions back under pressure, and Free State certainly would like to try and turn the ball around by getting a tight head. They've already had one today.
Miller just trying to control the position at the back, despite the pressures from Free State. It was beautifully picked up that by Mike Catt.
Well, good pressure from the scrum forced the Lions into that check and forced Mike Catt. He is under pressure here. The poor pass coming from Austin Healy, well recovered by Michael Catt, but it put him under pressure. Quick check, and not gaining too much ground.
Charles Marais, that's a good throw in from him. Jacobs. This is Yanni de Beer. De Beer did particularly well there to stay on his feet. Well, the referee deciding then that there was no real advantage, interestingly enough, and has come back to give the penalty to Free State.
Yeah, referee Kaplan judging that as a tap down from the line out. A deliberate tap down.
Mark, in your own time, without what you want.
We do learn every day.
De Beer just probing for that corner flag.
Here's the line out, and it's the Bromels that gets the ball, recovering possession, and that's where it happens. So it wasn't from the line out itself.
Bromels in tandem again. Now can Free State get momentum? Well, we're going to have another talking to again, and
Listen, come here. Come here.
this time it's Russie Erasmus.
You had one. You had won the ball. It's against the law. I don't want to see it again.
And a wry smile there from Miller as Russie Erasmus is the man that was penalised. This is Michael Catt. A punishing kick from him, but it hasn't gone out. Back foot is MJ Smith. With him, Jacobs. Smith switched then to Charles van Rensburg. Free State have tried to keep it in hand, but really haven't been able to make great headway against the strong defence of the British Lions.
Well, I suppose if we can go back to that penalty, really Free State in a great attacking position and handing the ball over through unnecessary foul play.
Lions controlling, but there was a solid push there from Free State. Now Stimson finds himself in the line. Quick release, Catt. Williams and Jenkins in tandem, the two Welshmen. Now Catt again. Good support. This is Bentley, Underwood. Can they finish this off? Bateman. That was a thumping tackle that on Bateman. Well, they really had all the opportunities there to have done something, and we've just heard that Walt Greenwood has got concussion, and we're pleased to say that that's the only extent of his injury.
Yeah, Bentley, Underwood, good hands. You've got Bateman here looking for support. Watch how he's always looking around, and MJ Smith flattens him. What a superb tackle.
Lions asking for a big shove and getting it. Not quite in the right direction that they would have wanted, though, as Eric Miller held it at the back. What really has been impressive, guys, been the interplay of Tony Underwood and John Bentley in terms of their entry into the line and looking for work across the field.
Well, there's 13 minutes to go, and the Lions obviously looking at the last scrum as a bit of a confidence boost, because they did move forward to a large extent. And that is a solid scrum, and here they are trying to move forward, but they're struggling against the Free State pack.
Healy and Cat in tandem, Bateman, and again Bentley's in the line along with Underwood. Well, Tim Stimson has really looked to playing a largely defensive role this evening, and it's only late in this match that he's looked to get into the back line. Brendan Fenter's opportunities have been rather limited in this match in terms of thrusting through the midfield. Again, Eric Miller holds at the back. Big tackle on him by Rasmus. This is Barry Williams. Healy, switch to Cat. Simon Shaw, and then a loose Free State boot comes through. This is Bateman, chased by Stephen Brink. That's a beautiful switch then. Again, this is Bentley. Just look at the pace of the man and the strength. He really has had a superb game tonight as John Bentley. Thriving in these running conditions. Cat. Jenkins. Now, Neil back against MJ Smith. Inside, this is good play. Jenkins is going to have a clean run in. Jenkins it'll be.
Well, in the slow-mo, we hope we can go back to the initial kick through. That was Jaco could see. Here's John Bentley. The pace of the man, awesome. Good tackle there. Bentley going to ground, retaining possession, and then from here, good interplay. Marquette finding Neil Jenkins, finding Neil back, who gets tackled well by MJ Smith, but is able to get the pass in. And then you got Neil Jenkins, who sees the open line.
Impressive again, Guy, was the support play of the guys that were not in possession. Just to keep an eye. The ball gets offloaded. Jenkins there could have got pushed out of the game, but stayed with play, kept himself involved. Just look at the support coming there from some of the forwards as well. Barry Williams in the background, and then Jenkins with a finish.
He's always checking possession.
Stimson not able to get that one over. So that's 6 tries then to the British Lions, and they'll be pleased with that feast this evening. Nine minutes left then, and the Lions leading by 47 points to 23, so 70 points in this match. That's beautifully taken by Simon Shaw. That's the benefit of a good catch from a kickoff, just getting the momentum going forward. Cat, Jenkins, again there's men on the outside. Bentley's come across, and he's looking to try and get a couple more tries if he can. Healy and Cat. Back foot is Stephen Brink along with MJ Smith. Brink pacey, running nice and straight, and then getting almost around his man. Just not able to link up with one of his fellow Free Staters, and that's resulted again in a turnover. Just keep an eye on Bentley. This man just doesn't seem to get tired. Men are plenty in the background. Jenkins with a little kick. This is the chase now from Stimson and MJ Smith. The two fullbacks. Stimson with a chip through, but it's going to go too far.
MJ Smith just standing up. Neil Jenkins recovering and seeing no other option but to put the kick through. And the chase is on here for Stimson and MJ Smith. Fullback versus fullback. End result, ball going too far. Help up Miller, ball in hand. And it'll be a well, a knock by the Lions, and scrum taken, so instead of line out. We've got approximately 6 or 7 minutes left on the clock, and this is a strong scrum by the Free Staters. Jaco could see a breaking out. Jaco could see it. No. Free State want to control this ball. Good possession. Jaco could seal again, and he's found. Well, Jaco could see being all over the field at the moment, and it's Omar Jaco. Strong break. Penalty going to Free State. Here we have Andre Jacobs, featured prominently in these last couple of moves, and Free State going to keep the ball in hand with their forwards. Andre Jacobs, Rassie Erasmus, ball to ground, Jacobs, De Beer, De Beer, and that's big Bramels. Bramels looking for the line. Jacobs again, De Beer. Good passage of play by Free State. Rainer Opperman retaining possession. Jacobs again. MJ Smith. And the Lions defense holding up really well at this stage. Jacobs once again. Sustained pressure might get them there. Jan Harren van Wyk going into touch. And the penalty awarded to the Free State. And it's Jacobs who's going to take a quick tap. We've got Rassie Erasmus, good possession. Unfortunately, the knock-on against Free State, gone to the line. Unfortunate for the Free Staters, continued pressure and then handing the ball over to the Lions. Strong scrum from the Lions. Free State looking to mount some sort of attack, but it's not coming through, giving the Lions all the time in the world. And that's what comes from pressure. Michael Katz. So it's going to be Free State put in. We're looking at 5 minutes left with a bit of injury time. And it's going to be Charnier to put it in. The Free State with a full line out. And that's Bramels going up. Rainer Opperman. Yanni De Beer. Brendan Fenter. Brendan Fenter being trapped. Well, it's Free State's put in. They need to do something now. 4 minutes to go. Brendan Fenter taking a lot of knocks today, also putting some good tackles. And it's Free State scrum. Jacobs, back to Jacobs here, giving his all tonight. Rassie Rasmus looking good. Good possession, Jacobs once again. And that's Charles Murray. And then we got a great try by Yanni de Beer. Really well done by Charles Murray, taking the pressure and handing the ball out to Yanni de Beer. Well-deserved try. Lots of pressure, sustained pressure from the Free State side. Two happy men. Charles Murray really the man that made that try. Dirty Schoenewald. Charles Murray having a big hand in that try, and the kick converted by Yanni de Beer, adding 2 points. Here's Charles Murray taking the pressure, great bump. Looking for Yanni de Beer on his outside, and Yanni de Beer has 5 yards. And Charles Murray, his opposite number, shrugs him off, and this is the end result. So the Lions leading 47 points to 30, and we've got approximately 2 minutes left. And that kick was good. So line out called, and it will be a line out to the Lions. Quick line out taken, but referee adjudicating that the line out had formed, so the line out is to be retaken on the same spot.
Wait there, you're okay? Yes, okay.
We've got Barry Williams to throw in. Finding Rob Wainwright, great take, great platform to work off, and the Lions are using it well. Austin Healy finding Mike Catt, and we got Tony Underwood, Jenkins, Constanson, and we got the big man Bentley. Great control by the Lions. You got Simon Shaw making good ground, ball coming back. Austin Healy as Mike Catt finding Tony Underwood with a lot of pace, checking. You got Bentley coming in. And the Lions looking fairly awesome at this stage. Well, in the dying moments of this game, it's a Lions scrum, some 10 meters from the Free State line. Alan Bateman going to ground, placing the ball. Back on screen, Lions scrum. No pressure coming from the Free State side. They want to do a little more than that. Austin Healy waiting. Jenkins. John Bentley. Always looking around. Kneel back. Catt finds Bateman. Bateman looking for the line. Being well tackled there by Free State. And we've got Mark Regan on the field. Mark Regan, the Bristol and England hooker. Long pass out. And this is Bentley looking for the line. Austin Healy waiting. No possession. Jenkins remaining on his feet. Healy. And here we have Tony Underwood. Great way to round off the game, Tony Underwood. Strong work there by Eric Miller, setting Tony Underwood up for that try. And here the two wingers are Healy, Eric Miller, distributing well to Tony Underwood, who has the gap and the line in his sights. And that is a superb try. Eric Miller weighs up his options, goes inside Yanni de Beer, presents the ball to Tony Underwood, and that is possibly the final try this evening. We are now minus 2 minutes on the clock, and I can't imagine there was more than, say, 4 or 5 minutes of injury time. We did have injury time when Will Greenwood unfortunately left the field. And that's the final whistle by referee Kaplan. Nigel Redman, certainly a happy man, rips off his headband. And this has been an enthralling encounter. Lions just thanking their support. An affair that Free State probably won't be too proud of. Certainly a couple of mistakes being made on their side, a couple of nasty incidents, but generally a game played, in all fairness, at the highest standard. And we certainly have enjoyed it up here. I hope you people have at home. Players just congratulating themselves. Helgard Miller, ex-Springbok. Yanni de Beer. There's the try scorer. John Bentley, what a superb game he's had. Nigel Redman thanking his opposite number. And he needs to put a smile on his face. There we have it, the final tally, 52 points to 30. 7 tries to 3. That is a convincing win. And we're going to be going away to the interviews, and we'll see you in a short while.
When the game is over, nothing tastes better than the beer that recently won 3 gold medals for quality at the International Beer Awards in Melbourne. Golden Good, rich with flavor. Lion Lager.
Get set to watch South Africa's top rally drivers pump up their performance in the 97 Sasol Rally. All the big names are in this year. Saul van der Merwe, Serge Damso, Enzo Keane, Jan Habik, Pierre Sambuso, and many more. Experience the thrills and spills as the drivers fight it out through the forests and tar stages in Mpumalanga. Mud, sweat, and gears. Sasol Super 100. Pump up your performance. Only on your channel of champions. Super Sport.
First time in 17 years, the British Lions perform live in South Africa. Catch the Springboks as they take on the Lions in the second test. All this nail-biting action is proudly sponsored by Vodacom. Exclusive to your channel of champions, Super Sport. The classics in July. The British Lions hit the high notes with an orchestra of field action as we follow their tour. We get into the swing of things, never missing a beat in the British Open. The synchronized moves of the Tour de France will keep the tempo high with this powerful ensemble. The trumpets will sound as the top brass take to the Wimbledon courts and do battle over the center strings. And to tip the scale, the Grand Prix series will enthrall with a symphony of nail-biting heats. That's all the classics and all the brass on Supersport. You'll never miss a beat. Your channel of champions.
10 tries then, and 82 points here at the Free State Stadium. There had to be a loser today, and unfortunately it was Helgard Miller, South Africa's most capped provincial player. Helgard, a difficult situation playing with so much ball behind the advantage line.
Yeah, well, Kevin, that we did try to do well today, and we did lead 2 or 3 soft tries goals, but the other tries, the Lions scores were tries which you won't ever see again. And, well, that we try hard, but they just keep on going, and well done to Nigel and his side.
A lot has been said about depth of South African rugby at provincial level, and did you feel today, not having those 4 Springboks, that it really let you down?
Yeah, well, we have missed them, but the other guys who did play in their place really tried their best. And, well, we'll see what's going to happen, and the Lions are looking stronger and stronger.
There were a lot of positive elements of your play today as well, particularly when you were able to move the ball out wide and just run a little bit straighter.
Yeah, well, it was a friendly game in the sense of the word, but as you know, it's a free set against the line, and we try to give a ball air, and we want people to enjoy the game, and I think they really did enjoy the game because there was some good tries scored today, and there was good overall play, I think.
Well, 10 tries it was in the match today, and it was super. Helgard Miller, thanks very much for talking to us. With us as well is the captain of the British Lions for the day, Nigel Redman. Nigel, welcome. Big day for you, leading the British Lions.
Huge day, yeah. It's not very often you get the chance to do that, and, well, the lads can be proud, really, did themselves proud as well.
We saw terrific continuity today in terms of the interplay between the forwards and the backs, and some really good running rugby.
Yeah, it's a trademark, I think, of the 97 Lions. We try to play without the shirt numbers on our backs. Forwards mixing with backs, backs with forwards. Just total rugby.
I think what's really impressing us in South Africa as well is your defensive pattern. Not just the big tackles and the big hits, but just the way you have organised your defence. We saw it on Saturday. I think we saw it tonight again.
Fantastic, yeah. People really put their bodies on the line. There's a huge influence, I think, from the rugby league players. They've taught us a lot about communication in defence, and it's really paying off. And, you know, we need to carry this now forwards onto Saturday.
One must also mention perhaps John Bentley's name and Tony Underwood's. I know it was a 15-man effort out there, but they really looked for work. And John Bentley just big and strong and powerful in the run. But Neil Back as well today with the interplay between the forwards and the backs.
I think Neil Back's been the outstanding member of the tour party. Him, you know, and you mentioned 2 others, Bentley and Underwood. But it was really, a 21, 35-man effort, including the management. And, they told us they wouldn't pick the test team till tomorrow. There's a lot of people, well, there's 21 people here today who all want to take the field at Kings Park on Saturday. And I think they did themselves proud, and I think they put a few names into the hat, really, for Saturday's selection.
We believe as well that Will Greenwood is suffering from concussion, but otherwise he's okay?
Otherwise, I don't know the state of Will Greenwood. All I know is he's had an outstanding tour so far, and to go down the way he did, it's a tough break.
Thanks very much then, Nigel Redman, captain of the British Isles, as we go back to the commentators.
Yes, total rugby is what it was. Michael Catt showing tremendous skill here in finding Tim Stimson, who has it dawdled over the line. And this long pass out, it's going to find none other than John Bentley, who wrong foots Helgard Miller and then finds the line, despite the brave effort by Rassie Rasmus. And another effort from John Bentley inside MJ Smith, and that was the second of his tries. And in the background you can see a despondent Jakob Fitzia. And Free State, this was the second of their tries, and that was Stefan Brink. And Will Greenwood, Alan Bateman, before Will Greenwood went off unfortunately with an injury. Helgard Miller with a clever kick, ball bouncing Free State's way here, as you have Stefan Brink following up, Austin Healy overdoing it, and then Stefan Brink scoring the try. Michael Catt, and back out to that man John Bentley, who makes it his third try.
Up next, Jean-Claude Van Damme stars in the action thriller Sudden Death.
Sudden death? I'm gonna kill your dad.
Every day, more people are waking up to low-fat, high-carbohydrate Kellogg's cornflakes for a great start to a healthy day.
Wheat germ contains vitamin E, vitamin F, proteins, and moisturizing agents. That's why new Radox wheat germ with 100% wheat germ oil is naturally moisturizing and helps maintain the natural balance of your skin. New Radox wheat germ, nature's own moisturizer.
When a migraine starts, why gamble on a combination of drugs that aren't for migraine? Ah, Migral. Just for migraine, just in time.
From Movie Magic, 200 CDs packaged in film bins are up for grabs in our Movie Magic CD giveaway. And it's yours if you can tell us what this actor's nickname is. The lines are open for the next hour, so get it now. From M Connection, because you're special to Mnet.
Take it off. Up to 50% off at the total sale at Total Sports. All the top brands up to half off. Nothing average, nothing but the best. Total Sports, not your average sale.
I know that you definitely want all this extra money. Well, hey, you can by simply watching out for these spot-on commercials. So now that you know what to do, then call these numbers weekdays between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. to win big when we call you to play Spot On Live this Sunday at 7.
Winning R1 million in a Simba Knickknacks Moneybags competition has never been this delicious or this easy. Collecting 9 red pieces could win you R1 million. 4 blue pieces for 100,000 and 2 green pieces for 10,000 rand. You can also swap them. Find instant cash prizes of 1 or 100 rand inside your packs. Enter as many completed puzzles as you like. Find your packs now and enter into the lucky draw. The Simba Knickknacks Moneybags competition. Winning R1 million has never been so delicious.
Volgende op Mnet is die eerste episode van die nuwe mini-reeks The Sculptress. Dit is die spanningsvolle verhaal van 'n joernalis wat 'n storie wil skryf oor 'n gemeene moordenares en sy besluit dan om haar agter die tralies te gaan besoek. The Sculptress is uitstekende kykvermaak, maar dit bevat ook baie gewelddadige tonele en daarom is dit nie geskik vir sensitiewe kykers of vir die kenners nie. Ek herhaal, ons volgende program is slegs bedoel vir volwasse kykers.
This mini-series is rated 16. Suitable for viewers older than 16. Viewer discretion is advised.
Saturday, dry with some sunny spells. From Southampton, across the south on 96.7.
See you soon. Hey, heads up. I put gherkin in that. I hate gherkin. Take it out then. Well, that's not going to work, is it? There's gherkin in it now. The whole burger's now going to taste of gherkins. They've ruined that.
You can't ruin food like that. It's rubbish to start with. Now, have you ever had a real burger? With lean mince, onion, Tabasco, fresh sage. All you eat is junk.
Yeah, well, I like junk. Suits me. All right?
Lima Tango 459.
Yeah,
Lima Tango 459.
Yeah, we've had this woman on the phone, Hal, 2211 Road. Said something about chicken legs on the floor and she wants a police officer to pick them up.
Oh, really? Is this a wind-up?
Could be.
Well, look, can't you get a uniform to do it?
It's on your way home, Hal. Sort it out for us, eh? You're the cookery expert.
What's her name?
Olive Martin, I think. She was pretty hysterical, Hal.
Okay, I'll do it. Now, put him over here. I'll do this. Get away from the smell of that. You finish your coffee. Lovely. See you tomorrow. Yeah. All right. Cheers. Night. Lima Tango 459. Confirm house number 11 Road. Detective Sergeant Hawksley. Thank you.
I want you to help me in the kitchen.
With what?
I didn't do anything. Look, please, come quickly over.
Try to keep calm. There'll be somebody with you any minute. Olive.
Come alone. I won't hurt you.
Come on!
Carol! You with him.
Olive Martin, you stand convicted on 2 counts of murder. You are sentenced to life imprisonment on each count. In spite of your confession and your guilty plea, at no point have you expressed the slightest remorse for what you have done. Your cold-blooded butchery of the bodies of your defenseless mother and sister was as sadistic an act as I have ever encountered. In view of the horrific and calculated nature of this most unnatural of crimes, I recommend that you serve a minimum of 25 years.
There was not a suicide on the Northern Line.
God, people can be so bloody selfish, can't they? I just think it's terribly unhelpful to shut yourself away like this. I mean, sooner or later, life has to go on. Did you think any more about that chap I told you about?
I don't need a therapist, I have some time.
You look ghastly. Any time. Your ex not still bothering you, is he?
What was it you wanted to see me about, Iris?
All right, none of my business. I want a new book from you.
Oh, God, I knew it shouldn't have come.
I issue your royalty statements, remember? A gerbil couldn't live on what you've been earning recently. Look, love, the rent doesn't stop even if everything else does.
What is it?
I say it's right up your street. Olive Martin. She's agreed to cooperate. So go and find why she did it. Why she wouldn't offer a defense, you know, the sort of thing. Inside the mind of a murderer. Serial killers are almost as hot as diet books these days.
She killed her mother and her sister, didn't she?
I want it on my desk in 3 months. 15 grand advance.
If, and only if, I was interested, I'd need 25.
17 and a half.
20.
You're wrong.
If, and only if.
Hello? Yeah?
Irene, appreciate it.
Don't be too grateful, darling. You haven't met her yet.
I have an appointment. You'll be separated from her by a table. You can give her cigarettes, but don't give her anything to take back into herself. Understand? Okay. Are you sure you feel all right about being left alone with her? I think so.
Hello. My name is Rosamund Lee. Glad to meet you. The governor has given us permission to tape record our conversation. It's up to you, of course. I'd have to stand tall. Shall we begin? When were you born? You were born on October the 6th, 1963, and your sister came along 2 years later. Were you happy about that, or would you rather have had a brother?
Do I scare you? It's all right. I'm used to it. Everyone's afraid at first.
Does it upset you?
Would it upset you?
Yes.
Well then. I'm not what you seem to think I am. I'm harmless. What you see is what you get. So you want to talk about my family?
Both, yes. You and your family. Did you always live at home?
Let's start with my father. My father, Robert, died of a heart attack 6 months ago. My little sister was called Alison. But I called her Amber. Do you know why? I couldn't get it round the L or the S. One day I took her to this beach photographer to take her photograph. He said she was the most beautiful girl he'd ever seen. When I gave it to Mum, she said, I don't suppose his camera was big enough to take yours. And my father, you know what he did? He just shrugged. Oh, yes. We're all creatures of abuse nowadays. I still scare you. Why don't you give me a cigarette? You married?
Divorced.
Children?
No.
Pity. I'm very good with children. Who else have you spoken to?
No one yet. I have an appointment to see Peter Crewe, your solicitor.
Don't you trust that maggot? He tried to get me certified. He did. Olive, he said, Olive is a paranoid schizophrenic. Well, I'll tell you one thing right from the start. You've probably got more hang-ups than I have. I have an overwhelming compulsion to eat, that's all. I've had 5 shrinks, and each one said normal.
Well, what you did to your mother was scarcely normal.
You never knew her. By my standards, I've done nothing wrong.
So you think they deserve to die?
I'm ready.
I didn't mean it that way. You don't have to go.
I want to.
I'm sorry. I said that.
See you next week, Rosalind.
She did it the day after her birthday. As her solicitor, one was privy to the photographs of the murder scene. I was reminded of an abattoir. Do you know why she's called the sculptress? Because of the way she carved up those bodies. Very frankly, I'm relieved that she no longer needs my services. Not, of course, that she could afford my fees.
She was on legal aid?
No, as a matter of fact, the father paid.
Ah, yes, he died recently, didn't he?
A happy release.
And you're his executor?
Yes, I am.
Did he leave any money?
He owned the family house, the murder house. He died there too, as a matter of fact.
Who's going to inherit it?
That, Miss Lee, is confidential.
You know, it strikes me as peculiar that Olive refused your advice to plead not guilty on the grounds of diminished responsibility, because then she'd only been found guilty of manslaughter.
Yes, yes, she would have received a shorter sentence in a secure unit and psychiatric treatment. Look, Olive has a morbid fear of being locked up with mad people. That's why she convinced her doctors that she was sane.
But you must have thought it a valid defense, otherwise you wouldn't have suggested it.
One's clients sometimes think that they know best. Excuse me. here is the name and address of the barrister that we briefed. He will confirm everything that I've told you. And if you're so keen to know, as it were, her frame of mind, then you should listen to her statements and read the pathologist's report. Now, you will realize that she must have spent several hours calmly carving them up. Her mother was still alive when she started on her.
Mr. Crewe, thank you very much.
Goodbye. It's Peter Crewe. I think we have a problem.
Say one for me, Dolphin.
I'm sorry, Father. Did I scare you?
No, no, of course not. You, you're always welcome here.
That's nice. I want a new diary. One of those ones with a religious quote for every day.
And you shall have one. They're in the vestry.
Thank you, Father.
Oh, and next time we will pray together.
Oh, yes, Father. Next time.
Hawksley and DC Wyatt. Also present is Peter Crewe, Miss Martin's solicitor. The time is 1800 hours on the 7th of October 1990 at Dorlington Police Station. Now tell us in your own time exactly what happened.
Well, my relationship with my mother and my sister has never been close. Nothing had been planned for my birthday, and that upset me, because she'd given Amber a birthday party. I decided to treat myself. Take a day off from work at the job centre and go to London. I asked Amber to skip work too and come with me. My mother got very angry about this and stopped her. We had an argument over breakfast and Daddy left for the office in the middle of it. My mother kept calling me names and laughing at me. She said I was too stupid to go to London on my own. The argument became very heated after Daddy left. Her shouting gave me a headache. I hit her with the rolling pin to make her be quiet. Then I hit her again when she started howling. Amber started screaming because of what I had done, so I had to hit her too. I began to wonder if they were dead. They're very pale and hadn't moved. I know that if you hold a mirror to someone's mouth and there's no mist on it afterwards, it means they're dead. I used the mirror from my handbag. I held it to their mouth for a long time, but there was no mist, nothing. I began to get frightened and wondered how to hide the bodies. It seemed to me that if I could make them smaller, I could fit them into suitcases and carry them that way. So I used the largest of the kitchen knives and a cleaver to dismember them. I cut chickens into portions many times. I thought it would be easy to do the same thing with them. I had to undress them to see where the joints were. I got too tired to carry on. I only managed to take off their heads, their legs and 3 of their arms. Then decency demanded that I rearrange them properly, but there was so much blood I couldn't tell which body was which. And they looked all right, but I must have put my mother's head on Amber's body by mistake.
You didn't sign a contract.
But you made a commitment.
Verbal doesn't mean anything.
For God's sake, Rosalind, how long are you going to go on feeling sorry for yourself? You used to be a very good writer.
Successful.
It's the same thing. And stop putting yourself down. It doesn't suit you. Look, I've gone out on a limb on this one for you. Sooner or later, you have to put this behind you.
It's got nothing to do with it.
What is it then?
It's Olive Martin. I can't face it. Nor could you if you'd heard her sing. I mean, Jesus Christ, it makes it sound like she's carving up the Sunday roast.
That's wonderful. You could use that.
I'm sorry. I think you should get someone else. Look, Roz, take these and give her one more visit before you make a final decision.
Amusing, is it, Truscott? Sticking silly notes onto people's backs, hmm? I'm sorry, but if you're going to behave like a child, I'm going to have to treat you like a child. Turn around, Mr. Truscott.
No! Fruities! Cool! Yes, please!
Chunky fruit and lank juicy, hey, Trussie?
New Fruities from Coo.
Puts more
into fruit.
My baby whispers in my ear. Sweet nothing. He knows the things I like to hear. Sweet nothing. Things he wouldn't tell nobody else. A secret, baby, I keep them to myself. Sweet nothing. Sweet nothing.
We'd like to show you how to turn your kettle into a cappuccino machine. Nescafe Cappuccino. You'll love it the instant you taste it.
It's a different kind of skin, the delicate skin around the eye. You really do need a special cream. L'Oreal creates Plenitude Revitalift Eye Anti-Wrinkle Plus Firming Cream. It's very simple to use, and it's not greasy. In just 6 hours, Revitalift Eye gives firmer feeling skin and then smooths the appearance of wrinkles. And those fine lines that, you know, sometimes we all get in the morning. New Revitalift Eye Cream. I love it. You're just 6 hours away from more beautiful eyes.
How about a little one-on-one with the toughest player in the team?
Funny! That's my specialty. This is it. I have to beat him. Alrighty then.
Come on, Ace. Let's get violent.
Violence is no longer in my nature, but if you want it, you got it, sister.
Yes!
Byt vas vir Woester Rugby en Bulle flieke en jullie. Al die robbers, tabbes en brekers is op Mnet se supermark. Die Britse leeu's in die 3 Nasies reeks. Ace Ventura, Ernie en die American President. Wees bly jy het Mnet.
Where are you?
Go away, Rupert. Just get on with your own life.
I didn't think you'd come back.
Neither did I.
We should have a contract with each other. I mean, an understanding.
Like what?
You trust me and I trust you.
I do.
Swear in God's name.
Why is it so important?
When you were here last time, and you heard me say that I'm good with children, you flinched. Tell me about your child.
I don't have any children.
Girl or boy?
Girl.
She's dead, isn't she? Show me a photograph, Rosalind. I want to see your child. Trust me.
Why? She's dead.
Show me, and I'll tell you something incredible in return. Something true you won't believe. Tell me about her. You have a good relationship with your ex-husband?
He's the father of my child.
Oh, he is. Was. You know what? I think you're a natural liar.
Why?
You're obsessed with him. I lost a child too, you know. Amber got pregnant at 13. She was allowed to have her baby. When the same thing happened to me, my mother forced me to have an abortion. They flushed my baby down the sink.
Was that what your father wanted?
It's hard to know what he wanted. I often wondered if he knew himself. He was weak. Weak-willed and weak-minded.
And your mother?
My mother led me by the nose all the way to the clinic. She butchered my baby.
That's why you killed her?
See? I told you we had a lot in common. 2 dead babies.
Hello, I wondered if you could please tell me when your neighbours might be back. Look, there's nothing to see, so why don't you just piss off? I'm actually cooperating with Peter Crewe, Mr. Martin's solicitor.
Want to know about the murder house, do we, eh? Come in, come in. Oh, the kettle's just boiled. Would you care for a nice cup of tea?
Oh, really, if you have one.
Infusion leaf or bed?
Whichever you prefer.
There, woman, thing. Slam the door on you. She got that house for nothing, you know. Nothing. I overheard you tell her that you come from Mr. Crewe. One of my boys does work for him. Important security stuff.
Yes, I'm just doing some follow-up case research. Did you know the Martins well?
Well, good neighbours.
And the girls?
Oh, yeah.
I suppose you know that Amber had a baby.
My wife spotted she was expecting straight away. A boy, signed for adoption at birth. I suppose he'll get the lot now.
What?
Well, Bob Martin's money. He must have been worth a fair bit at the end, considering how lucky he was with those stocks.
A fair bit.
Would I be right in guessing Around the $500,000 mark.
You might.
Of course. You have to find him if he's going to inherit.
Yes, we're looking for him right now.
Can't be easy. Family name of Brown. Must be plenty of those in Australia, eh?
What was Amber like?
Amber, oh, she was a sweet girl. Convent educated by the nuns. They taught her all the facts. Except, of course, the facts of life. Speaking as a family man myself, it was Bob Martin I felt most sorry for.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you see, he had no one to talk to, except Ted Clark, the neighbours next door. Yeah, Bob and him, they were very close, like brothers. And then one day, Ted and his wife, they just upped and left. You see, it's a terrible thing to find you living next door to a house of a double murder.
Yes, I suppose there was a lot of gossip at the time.
And for a long time afterwards. Some people say Olive didn't do it, but it was the father even. Can you believe? I reckon the police thought that for a while, but then finally they realised it was Olive had done it.
Did you ever wonder why?
Maybe she was jealous of Amber. And of course the mother, Gwen, she was heavy on the drink, and there was talk that she drove Olive to it. What with her and Mrs. Clark, I used to think my wife was the only sane person in this room. Oh, God bless her.
Mrs. Clark?
Hygiene mad she was. Used to walk around in nothing but an overall. No undies even. In case she spread germs, I suppose.
Do you know where they moved to?
Oh, no idea. I reckon I was Bob Martin's only friend by the end. I was the first to realise something was wrong when I saw all those bottles outside. Look, I got some cuttings here. Yes, look. You like to look over those for a bit, and I could, I'll tell you what, I could make us a nice peanut butter sandwich.
Olive was often greedy, deceitful, girl. Sometimes cruel, but she loved her little sister without reserve. It was her best quality. I've never seen such affection between sisters. Olive was always at her side.
You're jealous of him?
None that I could see. Amber was quite the loveliest child I ever saw. Everyone adored her. But I always felt that Olive was overprotective of her. It was as if Olive stepped in to protect others from Amber as much as the other way round.
Sorry, I don't understand.
As I said, Amber was a very beautiful girl. But the face is not always the mirror of the soul.
Never had to have the ship around us. I'm here to keep. Never had to have the chaperone, no sir. I'm here to keep my eye on her. Bugger off!
You're saying that Amber was badly behaved? Nothing so definite. I am saying that her beauty may have blinded people to her real qualities.
And of course, the same could be true of Olive in reverse.
Olive told me she had an abortion. I did hear a rumor. If it were true, it would be tragic. But one never knew whether Olive was telling the truth she lied about so much. And sometimes, of course, she liked to shock people. How did you find her?
She's very bright.
Oh, yes.
I just worry that the only book I'm going to be able to write is a cruel one.
I have a feeling you'll find the truth.
You must try to accept God's grace into your life, Olive. Try to think of God as the loving gardener of paradise. Contemplate the plants, the flowers, the beauty of life.
It's no use, Father. I only understand the real world.
Because that's all that's ever been offered you. But there is so much more.
Sorry, Julian. I mean, Father.
Olive, wait. I have a proposal for you. I think you and I should make a pact to give something up, a sort of Christian discipline.
Give up what?
Well, you give up overeating and I'll give up smoking.
I didn't know you smoked, Father.
The odd puff from the vestry, nasty habit, but I'm prepared to give up if you will. Now that's fair, isn't it?
Eating's the only thing I've got left.
No, Olive, you have me and you have God.
I hadn't thought of it like that before, Father.
Then you try.
With you behind me, maybe I can. It seemed to me that if I could make them smaller, I could fit them into suitcases and carry them that way.